So whenever we got together, we asked a real important question, and it's this: how are we reproducing ourselves? Um, I want to give you two thoughts that really stuck as we were discussing this. One came up when Christy Bridges was brought up and celebrated. She's the Little Life pastor in Little Rock, and as she was sharing, um, everybody in Little Life was like, "We don't know what she's doing, but here's what she did." Um, Christy knew exactly what she wanted, and she's prayed it into being. Like when she needed men, she prayed for men, and men came to serve. And when she needed couples, she prayed for couples, and couples came to serve. And now she's just prayed for people that want more, that feel called. And she's got this like small group that she just formed that is 13 strong, of people that have approached her and said, "Man, I just want to do more for Little Life. I want more." And so she's explaining to them what more looks like. But how cool is that? But again, that's been birthed by prayer. And so that was one of the biggest things for me that I took away is, man, where am I praying? I mean, seriously, where am I praying for God to do something miraculous? What difficult part of this ministry am I bringing to God and inviting Him to impress me? So then the other thing that came up was just the idea of numbering the need. Um, it was pretty. I was pretty stunned whenever I asked, "Hey, if I asked you to tell me um, how many people you needed in what position for all your services, like how many of you have numbered the need? Like it's not this vague, abstract idea of what you need to really to be excellent in 412, but you know, and you have a number that you need to reach to get there." Um, Barely anybody raised their hand. And so that was another thing is if we're going to reproduce ourselves, number one, we have to know the need so that we can invite people not to this general need of, well, we always need volunteers, but man, I need two more small group leaders, and that would allow us to do this. Man, I need someone who owns tech because that would allow us to do this with tech, and we're not doing it right now because we don't have the right person. And all of a sudden, your prayers become more purposeful and your conversations with people become more purposeful because you know what you need. I hope that makes sense. And so, from our first conversation, that was it. Um, from the second conversation, again, we were just talking. Um, Now it was just about like that. So that was from what people are actually doing, but we really started talking about, okay, what can we do? Let's brainstorm some ideas of what we can do to multiply ourselves, to raise up, to find, identify, develop, and train, and launch out the next pastors. And so a couple of the biggest thing from that is a phrase that God's been laying on my heart, and it's this: I am not the answer. Um, I, I think a lot of us, when we take on these positions, we've been invited to this table because we're responsible people. But because we're responsible people, we put it on our shoulders. And so there's a need and an opportunity. Well, I look at my calendar and my schedule and I say, can I do it? And I put myself down as the answer. But from this point forward, we need to really acknowledge the fact that I am not the answer. Because what that is naturally going to do is that's going to turn my eyes outward and it's going to cause me to look around for somebody else that God is messing with that, somebody else that God is stirring up, somebody else that God is putting a call on their life, and I need to find that person and invite them in. And all of a sudden, we're building team, but also as we're building team, we're also investing in the next generation of leader. Right? That's how we're going to get to 10 is realizing that I'm not the answer. And every need that rises up is an opportunity for me to seek God and for Him to provide that person and draw in somebody else that I'm pouring into. And so I don't know about you, but that gets me excited. I mean, those three things alone, if we were to do them, if we were just to pray more consistently and purposefully about raising up leaders, if number two, we numbered the need so that we knew exactly what we needed to go to the next step in ministry and in what we're accomplishing in 412, if we knew who we needed in what roles. Golly, that would be powerful. And then finally, if we would just live by the mantra, I'm not the answer. I'm not the answer. I'm not the answer. It would cause us to look for somebody else to be the answer. And so, again, those are just a few highlights that I took from that night that I wanted to pass on to you.